Hey everyone! Welcome back to Movies Clipvue, where we dive deep into the stories behind your favorite movies. Today, we're talking about The Piper, a horror film. At the beginning of the film, we meet a woman named Katharine. She is urgently trying to tell someone on the phone that she can't give them the music notes. "You don't understand," she says. "These music notes are cursed. If someone listens to this music, they will be captured by a demonic entity." However, the person on the other end of the phone insists, "I want those music notes, and I want to broadcast them on the radio." Katharine decides to burn the music notes. She burns the entire box containing them. As she does this, it gets dark, and Katharine sees two glowing eyes in the darkness. These are likely the eyes of the entity that possesses people who listen to the music. Katharine tries to focus on the eyes, but then hears a voice nearby. The entity grabs her and throws her into the fire with the box of music notes, which closes shut. As Katharine dies, it starts raining heavily. The rain extinguishes the fire, saving the music notes that Katharine wanted to destroy. The scene shifts to an orchestra, where we see our main character, Mallory. We learn that the orchestra is owned by a man who was Katharine's friend. The owner of the orchestra asked Katharine for the music notes so he could play them on the radio. However, despite Katharine's many explanations, he didn't understand her. After Katharine died, he had to change his plan and create new music for the radio broadcast. All the musicians in the orchestra worked hard towards this goal. When everyone left, Mallory approached the owner. She had made some music notes and wanted to show them to him, hoping her music would be played on the radio. However, her boss found her music below standard and told her he had accepted music from another colleague instead. This made Mallory sad. The scene changes to Mallory's daughter, Zoe, who has a slight hearing problem. Mallory had promised to get her treated by a good doctor, but she didn't have enough money. So, she worked hard on her music notes, hoping her boss would accept them and give her a small bonus. Mallory went to talk to her boss about this, but instead of accepting her notes, he told her that he wanted to use the notes made by Katharine for the radio broadcast. However, after Katharine's death, he was at a loss. Not wanting to miss this opportunity, Mallory told her boss that she could find and bring Katharine's notes because Katharine was her teacher and she knew where the notes were kept. Mallory now goes to Katharine's house for work, where she meets Katharine's sister. When Mallory tells her that she's come to get Katharine's music notes, Katharine's sister doesn't let her in. She had told her sister that no one would want her music notes. Feeling helpless, Mallory sits in her car, but she can't give up on her mission. She wants those notes badly, so she sneaks into Katharine's house through the back door to steal them. Mallory finds the storeroom where Katharine keeps her music notes and sees someone's shadow in the mirror. Ignoring it, she starts looking for the notes her boss wanted and that Katharine planned to burn. She finds two recorders with the notes recorded on them. When Mallory listens to the music, it suddenly gets dark. Her eyes start shining, and she sees strange visions of a girl drowning in a lake. Before she can do anything, a crow crashes against the window, waking her up. Mallory grabs the box with the notes and hurries to her car. She wants to leave immediately but realizes she forgot her car keys inside. When Mallory went inside to get the keys, she saw a strange creature dressed in black. She got scared and quickly sat in her car, driving far away. Mallory then went to her boss with some music notes. She told her boss that the notes were incomplete, but she could finish them because she knew how Katharine used to compose music. Her boss was happy and gave her time to complete the notes. Mallory started working on the music notes and listened to Katharine's recorded music. While listening, Mallory had visions again. She saw herself in a vision, playing a flute on a hilltop. When the vision ended, she noticed the music notes were complete, even though she hadn't written them. As she continued listening, Mallory heard an evil voice in her ear, making her wonder who it was and what it was saying. To find out, she visited a friend who worked at a digital audio station. He cleared the voice from the recording and told Mallory that the music was different. He explained that Katharine had made mistakes in the music and didn't do it well. The man also told her that in the past, people believed playing music in reverse could summon evil entities and was used for black magic. Mallory doesn't believe what he says, and he tells him to just do his job. Next, we see Mallory's house, where her daughter and her friend are. Zoe's friend listens to Katharine's music and tells Zoe that he sees strange things, like an evil spirit, when he listens to it, but they ignore this and start playing again. While playing, the boy sees a ball near him. When he looks up, he sees a ghost in black clothes behind the ball. The boy is not only scared but also changes, as if the ghost has possessed him. He then plays Katharine's music all day with his whistle. At night, the boy sees a rat under his bed with a ghost behind it, just like with the ball. The ghost takes control of the boy and leads him away. When his mom checks his room, he is gone. Scared, she goes to Mallory, who is also worried. They report the boy's disappearance to the police. The police search for him but can't find him. Mallory starts to believe the music might be connected to his disappearance. That's why she goes to the orchestra and tells her boss the truth. She says that Katharine made this music for the kids, but the kids think the music is dark. She suggests not broadcasting it, but her boss doesn't listen to her. She asks her boss for one more day to finish the music because she knows that if she doesn't, someone else will get the job, and she won't get paid. Mallory's colleague, whose music had been chosen before, is now jealous that Mallory's music was selected. Everyone in the orchestra starts playing the music. When Mallory plays it, his nose starts bleeding. After hearing the music, Mallory had visions again. In these visions, she sees white mountains with a small palace in the middle. When she comes out of the vision, she notices her nose is bleeding too. Mallory searches for the place she saw in her vision and discovers it's in Germany, thanks to Zoe's book. Zoe's book contains a story about a piper. Some villagers asked the piper to get rid of the rats in their village and promised to pay him for his work. The piper played his flute and successfully drove away all the rats. However, when he finished, the villagers cheated him and didn't give him any money. Angry at their dishonesty, the piper decided to get revenge by taking the most precious thing from the villagers, their children. He played his flute again, this time enchanting the children and leading them to a lake, where he killed them all. Mallory didn't believe this story at all. While she was working on her music notes, she fell asleep. Her daughter, Zoe, listened to the music Mallory brought home from Katharine. As Zoe listened, the ghost, which had appeared many times before in the movie, showed up behind her. Zoe felt its presence, looked back, and the ghost vanished. The next day at school, Zoe saw her ball in a deserted place. It was the same ball her friend had seen before disappearing. When she went to get it, the ball rolled onto a bus. Zoe got on the bus to retrieve the ball and saw the piper sitting there. He played his flute to control Zoe. The music was so powerful that it shattered the bus windows. Although Zoe couldn't hear anything normally, she could hear this music. Zoe went home and told her mom everything. She said, "Maybe I wasn't possessed because I couldn't hear the music clearly, but my friend did before disappearing." Zoe's words worried Mallory. While doing chores, Mallory felt a presence near her cupboard. When she approached it, the entity attacked her. Hearing the noise, Zoe came out and saw her mom playing strange music. The camera focused on Mallory's face, revealing it was completely black and her eyes were burning like fire. It meant that the evil spirit had completely freed her from his control. Alternatively, the evil spirit might have transferred to Mallory's body. In this state, Mallory was busy finishing her music notes. When Zoe tried to stop her, Mallory pushed her away. Zoe was scared, but instead of leaving, she tried to save her mom by tearing up the music notes in front of her. This action brought Mallory back to her senses. The scene shifts to the orchestra, where Mallory's boss is furious about the incomplete music. A colleague offers to complete it in the given time. Just then, Mallory interrupts, warning them that the music was not ordinary, it was written by an evil spirit, potentially dangerous. Ignoring her, they decide to finish it. When Mallory objects again, her boss angrily dismisses her from the orchestra. As Mallory leaves, she sees her friend jump from the orchestra building into what she thinks is a nearby lake, driven by possession. The piper's influence spreads through the music notes played there, making possession easy. Mallory tries to help her friend, but the musicians, lost in the piper's music, ignore her plea. Mallory then learns from her friend's recording that the music has a hidden voice speaking Italian, saying, "Bloodshed is my life," terrifying Mallory further. She warns her friend never to listen to the music again and realizes the piper's plan, to complete his music notes through Katharine, Mallory, in her orchestra, causing harm and possession to everyone involved. She knew that Katharine must have made notes that could counteract Piper's music notes, which could stop him. According to Zoe's book, the villagers had killed Piper, but he claimed that as long as his music survived, he would possess children. While reading, Piper possessed Zoe and took her away. Despite Mallory's initial refusal, her friend managed to hear the music again and translate its second part, which warned, "Whoever escapes my trap, I will return for revenge." Mallory, searching for the notes that could stop Piper at Katharine's house, encountered Katharine's sister. She warned Mallory, Do you think you can succeed where Katharine failed for 50 years ignoring the advice? Mallory persisted and discovered musical notes hidden behind wallpaper. Seeing them, Mallory felt hopeful, but Katharine's sister warned there was no antidote to Piper's music. Hearing Piper's music meant he had fully possessed you. Despite being possessed, Katharine sought an antidote, which ruined her life, and would ruin Mallory's too, warned the sister. Ignoring her, Mallory found more notes and believed they were the antidote. After discovering her friend was possessed by Piper, Mallory saved him from harm. At an orchestra, Mallory's boss and team unwittingly played Piper's music notes, which they had obtained from Katharine. Piper entered the room where Mallory's colleague was seated. His eyes glowed ominously as he began to possess everyone present. Mallory quickly realized what was happening. She rushed backstage and cut off the power to help people escape possession, but it was too late. Piper tore his own body apart and emerged, killing everyone in the room. Afterward, Piper took up his flute and played a haunting melody that controlled children. The music opened a magical door to Piper's world, where he enslaved children. Seizing an opportunity, Mallory entered Piper's realm and found her daughter mimicking Piper's gestures. Distraught, Mallory removed her daughter's hearing device, freeing her from Piper's control. Mallory and her daughter escaped through the magical door just as they had entered. Piper chased Zoe, but Mallory used Piper's flute to play a counter melody, causing him great pain. Rats emerged from Piper in agony, devouring him and ending his tyranny. Freed from Piper's influence, the children returned through the magical door, including Zoe's friend. Finally, Piper's reign of terror came to an end as the magical door closed forever. We all believed it, but there's a surprising turn in the story. In the story's last scene, Zoe plays the flute beautifully. She performs an old piece for her teacher, who is impressed by her music. As she plays, Zoe's eyes shine brightly, reminiscent of Piper's. It's clear Piper isn't gone. He seems to have fully possessed Zoe.